fields, is it?
Yes, because they are actually blaming up everybody. The president, the coach, the players. Just recently, about 3-4 minutes ago, they chanted the names of the players, just announcing the lineup, and the three up front got a bit of booze, the BBC, but Rafa Benitez got more of it. And still, half of people are still in the bar, so perhaps it's not the ideal referendum, but what it means is that there is discontent. And discontent that, as you suggest, has been shared throughout the club, not just the team and the bench, but the club as well. Florentino has got a lot of people that feel that he's overstepping the mark and perhaps he should leave.
But do you feel that a poor reception or a poor reaction to Rafa Benitez throughout the evening from the fans could spell potentially the end for him, or are we not at that stage?
Florentino supported him last week, and he said Rafa is is not the problem, is the solution. So it seems like he's getting, his support to him. That's the most important thing for Rafa, feeling that, that support from the chairman. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the solution or it's the problem. To be honest.
The message that has been sent by Real Madrid is that they thought about the future of Rafa Benitez. After the Clásico, they decided it was too early to take a decision, and now they want to leave him be and him to stay there until the end of the season. That's the message today. We'll see on Monday, but even if they lose against Rayo, those are words from the president, he will stay. Rafa Benitez will stay. They feel that everybody feels at the club that Rafa is not to blame for everything, that the players themselves have got a lot to answer for.
But is there a feeling that now with Mourinho no longer employed at Chelsea that ups the pressure on Rafa Benitez, and actually the possibility that he then could take over at Real Madrid? We have heard about that, we've talked about it in the past, haven't we, on this show, that they are lining him up for a return, you think?
No doubt that at some point Florentino would like to have Jose Mourinho in charge of Real Madrid again. There's no doubt whatsoever. He says that privately, so it will happen at some point, but not now. And that pressure that has been put Mourinho towards Rafa is more media pressure than club pressure. The club have decided that the players have to give more. If they are allowed, there's going to be a recycling of the squad in the summer. If they are allowed, because FIFA expect to ban Real Madrid for 1 or 2 transfer windows, which means that they may not even sell Ronaldo, which is something they're thinking of, or Benzema. It's a lot of up in the air, but everybody wants more from the players. They cannot just show the two halves they've shown against Sevilla, against Villarreal, 45 minutes good, 45 minutes bad. So not all the blame is on the coach.
What do you make of the idea of Mourinho returning to the Bernabéu? An idea that's a good idea?
Why not? I mean, Mourinho, when he was in Real Madrid, he did, I think, good. Madrid won 1 league, 1 King Cup. He couldn't win the Champions League, what it was at them the most important goal. But I think, yeah, he can do well if he goes back. Why not?
We've certainly seen question marks over their performances against some of the biggest sides so far this season, but Rayo Vallecano, that should be an easy 3-point shoot game. Is that what we're expecting?
Well, they have to win, don't they? Anything else, it's bad Christmas. And they're doing that with Kroos in the lineup and not Casemiro, so certainly the best 11 they can play is the midfield and forward, certainly.
I would say not only win and convince. Also, it's an important thing as well, the way they win.
That's right, it needs to be a big win this evening. Let's get you over to the commentary team for the first half of the game, Jerry Armstrong and Rob Palmer.
Well, as you can see, it's the usual orchestrated entry to the field for Real Madrid. And the referee today, Iglesias Villanueva, is hoping for a quiet affair when it comes to a capital derby. Of course, Madrid can't be the top capital team come the winter break, but they can catch up ground on Atletico Madrid. Before the game, we will have a minute's silence. A moment's reflection for those who have passed in the previous year. And Real Madrid hoping to go out before the Christmas break on a high against Rayo Vallecano. The history books would suggest that the odds are vastly stacked in their favour. They have won the last 14 games against the lower ranking club in the capital. You can see from the faces of the players, it appears today that they do mean business after a humiliating defeat against Villarreal last week. Well, they have to win back favour. The last home game they did beat Getafe by 4-1. The only home defeat, of course, under Rafa Benitez was that significant one against Barcelona, which has been damaging. 3 defeats in the last 5 games, and, well, manager at this club is always under scrutiny, but he's under triple scrutiny now.
Yeah, well, the defeat against Barcelona wasn't just a defeat, Rob, it was an annihilation, and they were so poor. It's probably the worst I've ever seen any Real Madrid side playing at home in a Clásico. Could have been a lot more than 4-0, really. And they were that good that day, Barcelona, and Real Madrid were that poor. But they have to, as you say, find the confidence and start finding the back of the net and getting a little bit more belief in themselves. So that's a good ball.
Well, they're up against a team who start the weekend in the relegation zone, Rayo. But they're not a side who sit back and defend. They have this cavalier style of football. With them, it's all or nothing. There's a foolish little trip there from Modrić on Joseblen.
Taken quickly.
There's Bangura, puts in an early cross, and it was a big stretch from Ramos, the Rayo Vallecano, ensuring that Real Madrid are not going to take them lightly this afternoon.
That's a good intervention by the captain. Needed to stick his leg out there, Sergio Ramos. Just lurking behind him was Javi Guerra. That was a poacher's opportunity, and he would have scored, I think.
Rayo Vallecano's hope is to make it 6 years in a row in the top flight. One of the minnows. Their coach is honest enough to say they have a tiny chance of recording only their second ever success at the Bernabéu. The last one was 19 years ago. We're showing a little bit of concern. It's just a winding José Castro. He's in the side today because regular centre-half Llorente has a clause in his contract preventing him from playing against his parent club. Here goes Cristiano Ronaldo, a man with a big point to prove. To Toni Kroos. Kroos to Bale on his favoured left. A good movement this. Danilo! Real Madrid make their mark.
Well, that was a fantastic movement. Great team play. Everybody involved, Rob. It was an excellent goal. Really was. Have to point a finger a wee bit at the goalkeeper, Joel. I think he could have done better. But hey, well done, Danilo.
Well, here's a player who's taken his time to come up to the standards that are set at Real Madrid. A 31 million euro right back. Well, his timing was impeccable. He was just onside.
Yeah. And he could have knocked it into the far post for Benzema. He sticks it underneath the advancing goalkeeper, Joel. He's not first choice goalkeeper, so he's not the first Joel.
It's a Christmas cracker, Jerry.
Sure is. Good goal. Great goal, and Rafa will be pleased with that. It's an early start, it's given him confidence, but now straight back to the other end.
Bangura right across the face of goal, and Keylor Navas has had to be equally busy. He's not joined us in the opening 4 minutes. It's been an absolute
Indian stuff. Yeah, it has. It's good. That's what we're hoping for. Early goal and 2 opportunities for Rayo Vallecano. And on this right side, I was just going to say, Las Bangura's got a bit of pace about him, so you can see Marcelo has been dispossessed.
It's Pablo Hernández, laid back from Javi Guerra to Hernández. And Navas has to fly off his line. Under Paco Jimenez, the coach of Rayo Vallecano, they had a reputation, Rayo, of being an enthralling side. They really do like to play, as Gary Neville calls it, front foot football. They don't sit back, they don't defend, they don't absorb. They try to match the superstars, the Galacticos, the world's costliest players and the world's best players with their own similar brand of football.
Oh, it's great stuff, isn't it? Then the change of play, you know, you see the support play from Toni Kroos, and obviously Ronaldo played his part on the left-hand side. Bale, then he slots it in. That's a lovely finish, but I just think the goalkeeper could have done better. Foot movement should have been better for me. It goes underneath his feet and his arm. Hopefully we're going to see more goals.
Sergio Martinez, Rafael Benitez down on the touchline. But the trademarks of the Benitez era has been the early goals they've scored. It's the 18th goal they scored in the opening 30 minutes of matches this season. They tend to get off to a flyer, by far the best. Here's Pepe.
That's a great ball.
As it carries well to Cristiano Ronaldo. Not quite reading the run of James. Here's Job, the goalkeeper's first touch. Assuming that he got one of the outfield players to take it out of the back of the net when he was beaten by Danilo. Maya. Here is Pepe. Toni Kroos. James to Marcelo. Everybody is fully fit again. This is arguably the strongest Real Madrid team. The only two players who really would come into consideration would be Varane, who's missed the last 5 games, and the Carvajal, who may be a consideration at right back ahead of Danilo.
They've got a good squad though, Rob. You only have to look at the bench, sir. That's a strong challenge into the back of Marcelo from Javi Guerra.
Here's Hernandez to Javi Guerra. He's moved down his left-hand side. There's Nacho Martinez. It's a poor cross from him. Oh, the ball's kicked up onto the hand there of Ramos. The referee didn't see it. It was a half-hearted appeal from Rayo. Gareth Bale. I think somebody's bought the cheerleader behind the goal, a megaphone. A pre-Christmas present to trying to get the atmosphere going.
Well,
was that handball? Not seen.
It bounces up. He's inside the penalty. His first touch up, hits one in the hand. It's accidental, but it's sloppy, Rob, isn't it? Good ball.
Bangura.
Oh, just offside.
Truly offside.
Just offside. That was tight. And he's not staying in the wide role sometimes. That last Bangura, he likes to come inside, and that's one of the occasions. And he's maybe a foot offside. It's a tight one.
Few clubs around Europe that are discussing creating an atmosphere inside the stadium, and this appears a new development at the Camp Nou. The man behind the goal to our left-hand side, there's the megaphone, and trying to get an atmosphere going. When we're here for the Clásico, they actually drowned the stadium out at the end of the game with the loudest music you've ever heard at a sporting event to, of course, cut out all of the booze for Florentino Perez.
I'm still watching Marcelo, Rob. He's limping still heavily after that last challenge from, you know, we're talking about Javi Guerra, and he caught him in the standing leg, and he's still limping a little bit.
There's Bangura, teases the ball in, easy for Daniel. Not a particularly well-directed clearance. There's Hernandez. Nice little 1-2, good movement from Rayo Vallecano, and Ramos has to take emergency action.
I'm watching Marcelo. He's not happy, Rob. I think they'll give him another minute or two to make sure he's okay. He's still holding that right leg.
There's a signal over to the bench and down below on the touchline. We do have Nacho. It's the ready-made left-back replacement. Headed down, oh, the goalkeeper can't keep it out, and what a soft goal for Real Madrid to allow Amaya to score. Lack of concentration proves costly for Rafa Benitez's side.
Lack of concentration and poor marking. It's a free header, he's got up, totally unchallenged, Antonio Amaya. And that's not good. Saying that, they have been on the front foot. Have a look at this. He jumps and, well, Pepe doesn't get off the ground. He's looking the free kick, Pepe. It's not a free kick for me. He just wanted it more. Amaya, he gets up. Bottom corner, no chance for Navas. Excellent goal. Back at 1-1.
The former Wigan Athletic centre-half scores at the Bernabéu. It's near silence inside this magnificent stadium, apart from the man with a megaphone. Remember, Real Madrid had that very mean start to the season where they didn't concede in the opening 4 La Liga games. But they haven't had a... well, they've had 1 clean sheet since October in the League Championship. This is Modrić. Joel. To Zé Castro. Pablo Hernández. Bangura. It's rather standoffish, this, from Real Madrid, allowing Rayo to express themselves. Bangura. Whistles from the supporters. Good ball in. Who's going to be the most committed this time? Real Madrid's defence goes AWOL again, and it's José Bled with a second goal in quick succession for little Rayo Vallecano.
Well, it's 2 things stand out for me. One, Rob, is the cross is allowed to be put in, no pressure on the man on the ball, and secondly, free header again, just on the edge of the 6-yard box, which is unforgivable. Absolutely awful defending.
Well, Rafa Benitez gets off his bench to meet his detractors. Not a great deal the coach can do about human error like this. You've got world-class defenders in there, but none of them reacted to the cross. And José Bled had the free header, pick his spot.
He's totally unmarked to 2 centre-halves. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not picking him up. And it looks as if it's Danilo has to try and come in and put him off, but he's already too late. And it's Modrić is trying to block the cross from the left hand or the right hand side, Rob. And it shouldn't be Modrić, it should be Marcelo. I am not sure that Marcelo's fit enough to continue. He's saying this for 5 or 6 minutes, and he's still struggling.
Well, at the start of the game, we said they had to win over their home supporters. Magnify that by 100 times. They're taking them apart there. This is Raúl Baena, and, well, to the rescue is Navas. There's almost 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Unbelievable. They're not happy, the fans are not happy. Ball into the box, first touch is good from José. He's looking to score again. That's the first goal from Amaya. Poor challenge.
2 very similar goals, weren't they, Jerry? Almost the same area of the field. The weakness magnified.
Weakness is a lack of commitment, a lack of determination and attitude. That one's gone out of play. And it's as if they're on the park, but they're not really there. I think the fans have realised that straight away, and that's why you're getting the whistles. Rayo Vallecano are not here just to make up the numbers.
Whoa, the ball was there to be won, and the referee has to stop play. He sees that as a dreadful challenge, and it is a straight red card. It's Tito who went flying in. Kroos was the casualty.
He's gone in strongly, he's gone in late, and somebody else is getting the yellow card for something to say. It's Trashorras, yes. Paco is not happy.
Well, the referee didn't need any thinking time there. He stopped play. Sergio Iglesias Villanueva decided the ball had gone, the foot was raised, And there really isn't a defence for the defender, Jerry, is there?
He's gone in late. That's a leg breaker. That's a disgraceful challenge. He's gone in with his suds up, totally committed. He's late. And if he tries to follow through in that, Toni Kroos, he'll end up breaking something. Straight red. No arguments for that.
Second red card of the season, Jerry, for Roberto Trashorras, and was Tito. Kroos is feeling the agony.
What a crazy thing to do when you're 2-1 up, Rob, away from home at the Bernabéu. And Paco Gemes is going to have to organise, or reorganise, I think.
Well, his brand of football is to attack the opposition. They have a 2-1 lead with less than a quarter of the game gone. They have to play three-quarters of the game. A man light in Cristiano Ronaldo agreeing with the referee's decision. We assume.
So who's going to mark Cristiano Ronaldo now? Is it going to be Baena? Makeshift right back for the time being. Well, they've got a back five in as we look, Rob. It looks like it's a back five.
Confirmation that Trashorras did receive the yellow card for dissent. Tito dismissed. It's 11-man Real Madrid against the 10 of Rayo Vallecano. It's the have and have-nots of the capital, of course. As the ball comes to Danilo, who's scored the opening goal, and it's Joel who makes his first telling save of the game.
He's done well. I tell you what, Danilo should have done better for me. That ball should have went straight into the 6-yard box. As it comes in, first touch. Seems to take too long. He's looking and looking and looking. He should have been cutting that back long time before that. Corner kick.
It is taken by Kroos. It's a disappointing delivery from the German.
Not having a great season for me, Toni Kroos. He's having a poor season. We could say that about a lot of the Real Madrid players.
Ramos to Modrić. James puts in the cross. Amaya's header. Gareth Bale going for the adventurous. Cristiano Ronaldo turned only into the defenders. Castro and followed up by Modrić.
Well, that's a bit better. You know they're good going forward, Real Madrid, but they're woeful at the back at the moment. It's so disappointing in the opening 17 minutes defensively. Gone to sleep on several occasions and find themselves 2-0 down. That's a shot from Modrić just wide of the target. The attempted bicycle kick, not the best. Mistimed and misfiring from Real Madrid.
Well, it's a typical Real Madrid game, isn't it? Wrapped in intrigue. So many subplots.
Well, I look at you talk about the subplots, I look at the bench, Rob, and I look at the players that I think should be playing. You know, and I look at Isco's performances this season. I can't believe he's not the side. I look at Casemiro, and I can't believe he's not the side. But then, is it the big name players have to be selected every week? That's one of the questions we've all asked.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, the bench is so strong that Hesse, who would probably walk into
most teams
around Europe, doesn't even make the subs bench today.
Yeah, we have a lot of quality there.
Might be a few directors of football, or sporting directors, whatever you call them these days, taking a note of that. Here's Marcelo. Toni Kroos. Now to Danilo. To Kroos. Gareth Bale. Now he wants it on his left, but what can he see? Bale follows the line of the 6. Good header out by Castro. They have notably regrouped here, Rayo. Masana Bangora, the flying winger, has dropped into right back for now to babysit Cristiano Ronaldo. Another dreadful attempt.
Trashorras.
Is it tackle?
Is it Trashorras?
Raúl Baena this time, Jerry.
I was panicking there because he'd already been booked. Trashorras is Raúl Baena, and these yellow cards are mounting up, Rob. And he skips past this challenge here, and then look, that's high. He doesn't just try and win the ball, he catches him just below the knee, Rob.
He's coming for quite a lot of early punishment. Toni Kroos.
He's got a problem still, Rob, and I mentioned it 15 minutes ago. I don't think he should be on the park. That's where the goal came from, the first cross from the right-hand side. It was Modrić. That's the tackle there. That was the tackle done.
It was Javi Guerra who caught him.
From Guerra. Javi Guerra. I think he's got a massive problem there.
I'm just wondering whether Ronaldo is struggling as well, because normally he would get a Henry Q for a free kick. The responsibility is given to Gareth Bale. Early Christmas present for Bale from Cristiano. Pepe gets in the way in the wall, he steps out of the way, and the goal follows the flight.
Well done, the keeper. Got his body well behind it. It zips just in front of him. He sees it late, but his positioning is good. Look at the difference in speed and average speed. A full kilometre more for Rayo Vallecano. They've worked harder in the opening 20 minutes, Rob, and it shows.
Well, Paco Hermes has decided he's going to sacrifice a creative player in Pablo Hernández. And a hug for the man and an apology as well, but it's needs must, and Queenie comes on just to tighten things up on the right-hand side with that dismissal of Tito.
I don't think he had a choice, Rob, really, did he? He had to make it tighter with that front three. Sergio Ramos coming out just to help out Marcelo. Really think they've got to make a decision very quickly about Marcelo.
Well, there's a trend at the moment, isn't there, in the Premier League of players substituting themselves and refusing to go back on. We may have a viewer today who agrees with that. To the near post, a little flick on. Of course, we've had two headed goals from Rayo Vallecano in the opening 12 minutes of this game.
Well, and you'll ask the question, where was Pepe and where was Sergio Ramos?
There's Kroos to Modrić. Danilo makes his move. Karim Benzema has hardly had a look in the game so far. Baena. Martinez. Now to Zé Castro.
Good football.
They're a great story, Rayo Vallecano. Team all operate on a tiny budget. They brought in 9 new players in the summer, 4 of them on loan and 5 free transfers. They spent just €100,000 in the transfer market, all of the many goalkeepers they have at the club. Carlos, the keeper, he's injured at the moment, as is Tonio, which is why Joel has been brought in to keep going on an emergency loan for the season from Valencia. Here's Gareth Bale. And steps on the gas. Leaves 2 defenders behind, puts in a dangerous cross. Tremendous defending from Amaya.
Well, that's a great run from Gareth Bale, and that's when he can cause problems, coming from deep positions, picking up speed and momentum into the penalty area. They can't touch him. He does really well. Can't believe Karim Benzema didn't stick his leg out there. Opportunity.
Modrić corner.
Oh my goodness.
Flying through the pack was Ramos.
Free header. Free header up. I'll tell you what, we're having chances at either end. There's plenty of opportunities. He's a free header. He's got up. Just going to tuck his chin in and hit the target. He'd be disappointed with that one.
The last 2 seasons at the Bernabéu, Real Madrid have hit Rayo Vallecano for 5 goals. Ramos was one of the scorers last year. Trashorras. Nacho Martinez. Zé Castro back to Joel. Easy for Ramos to Marcelo. Ramos. Pepe. partnership restored.
Good ball.
Using a ball to Danilo. Danilo, good early cross. Oh, and it was brilliantly finished by Gareth Bale.
Super movement. Wonderful cross. That's what you should do. Wonderful cross from Danilo there on the right-hand side. And Gareth Bale decides to go through the middle. Finds the gap. Sticks in the back of the net. 2-2, Rob. Tell you what a game. 24 minutes. Lots of opportunities. Loads of presents, regalos being given. In terms of space, look at this. And it's good movement. And you can see the ball's delivered. He splits the two defenders. Gareth Bale, and just tucks his chin in and heads that one down. It's an excellent goal. Only his 4th goal of the season, though. He's not scoring that many goals. He'll be pleased with that. And that's an excellent cross as well.
A perfect placement from Gareth Bale. Now, how do Rayo react? Referee gets in the way. Rayo react. They're going on the front foot, and José
well,
with a shot.
Senor Iglesias Villanueva wants to get in on the act.
As you say, Bale has been quiet on the scoring front, but it is his 3rd goal in 4 matches.
Yeah, he's finding his way again. A lot of players injured with Real Madrid. He was one of them. He was out on and off for quite a period. That doesn't help.
Kroos.
The other one that was injured was James Rodriguez. Another one that was out for quite a while. Haven't seen much of James yet. 25 minutes gone, 2-2. And Rayo Vallecano are down to 10 men.
Paco James has built a team in his image. He was a tough player in his day. Part of a successful Zaragoza team that won the Copa del Rey twice, 21 caps for Spain. So a cup winner with Deportivo La Coruña, and he had 2 excellent spells at Rayo Vallecano. And he has built a sturdy team that nobody likes to face. There's Danilo. Oh, he's taken out.
It's got to be a yellow card.
Crude challenge this time from Nacho Martinez.
Has to be a yellow card, and it's might not, Rob. I tell you, the way they're going at the moment, they're going to lose another player.
Well, they have the worst disciplinary record in La Liga. They've now had 6 red cards this season. 2 of them for Tito, his 2nd today.
I'll have no argument with his red card, Rob. I don't think anybody can. Real Madrid just intensifying the pressure. Amaya, I think his job's to pick up Ronaldo.
James and Kroos stand over the ball. It's left to the German. Flies it to the far post. Yol comes through the crowd, and the referee's given a penalty.
Who's he going to? He's already been booked, has he?
It's Baena,
so he's
who's already been booked.
Yeah.
The referee hasn't shown him the red card, which should complement it. There we go, he's found it now. And Rayo Vallecano are down to 9 men.
Well, let's see this. It's got to be holding, has to be holding. Referee blew as the goalkeeper made contact with the cross. Let's have a look, see. Let's see.
Well, he did.
He had
grabbed a hold of Ramos, didn't he? Didn't pull it back.
Let's see.
He's hoping it's
He's got him on the neck. He's got him round the neck. That's what he saw. That's what the referee saw. You watch it. He has him round the neck. He won't let go. Referee spots that and gives the penalty kick.
We have to say that Senor Iglesias Villanueva anticipated something happening there, and it did. And this is a massive turning point in the game.
Well, 2-1 down 10 minutes ago. Chance to go 3-2 up, and playing against 9 men. He's taking his time going off, Baena. That's a massive problem for Paco James.
Well, their problems, Rayo, are self-inflicted. Another show of indiscipline, and their 7th dismissal of the season.
Well, he's saying I didn't do anything wrong, but we know differently.
All of the eyes inside the Bernabéu focusing upon Cristiano Ronaldo. He's jumping to take the penalty. It's Ronaldo. Oh. It's 3-2 Real Madrid. And you now fear the worst for 9-man Rayo Vallecano.
22 goals this season for Cristiano Ronaldo. Keeper goes the right way, but it's a fabulous strike. Really crisply hitting into that bottom left-hand corner. Excellent strike from Cristiano Ronaldo, and 3-2. Just under half an hour gone.
Florentino Perez just checking his texts.
Well, Rob.
Oh, that's another loose ball. That's another problem for Paco Gémez to solve now. They did well to make up for Tito when he went off, and there was a rejigging of the team, and he made a substitution. But now Jerry just has to be massive damage limitation for Rayo.
It is, but Rob, you know they're going to create loads of chances. There could be a massive scoreline here.
Here goes Bale. Kroos. Benzema. First sighting a goal for Benzema, and throwing himself in the way was Kinney.
All hands to the pumps.
Taken quickly. Well, Rayo showed no sympathy at all to Real Madrid in those opening 15 minutes when they took the lead. And now Real Madrid will have to professionally dissect Rayo Vallecano. Modrić. Body checked by Alexander Bagora. Well, Rayo have only had 3 players carded in this game, but 2 of them have been sent off. Danilo. A spare man. Well, there are going to be a couple of spare men, but one of them is James. Marcelo's outside of him. Karim Benzema. Benzema a little short for Toni Kroos.
Great ball. Oh,
it was a good sharp pass, but not particularly well directed by Ramos, and Ronaldo's offside.
He was just on his heels a little bit. I think he felt he was coming back from an offside position, and that's why he wasn't alert to the pass. It was knocked to his feet. This is the cross, and you can see he's got a hold. He barges into him, grabs him round the neck. Like, what's this? And then the left arm goes round his neck and pulls him. I've seen worse pulling in the penalty area, Rob, than that, and not been given. I think the referee just clocked it. He saw it, had his eyes on it. It's not just the penalty, it's the second man being sent off as well, Rob. That's massive.
Well, it's lost the game for them, let's be honest.
Wow.
Benzema chasing, lacking a yard of pace at the moment. He also had a significant spell out of the team. He has responded with 5 goals in his last 3 matches for Real Madrid. Yeah, they don't all look 100% match fit, though. That's what I was pointing out earlier. The fact that James has been injured for such a long time, and Gareth Bale's been out on. They need match practice and to get into the rhythm of the game, and it's taken them a while to get going. Trashorras. Angura has switched wings. Rafael Benitez still out there demanding more. There's going to be a top-flight managerial merry-go-round, isn't there, in the summer, with Pep Guardiola announcing yesterday that he'll leave Bayern Munich. Ancelotti, who many people thought may head back to Real Madrid, will be heading to Munich. I'm sure that we have Jose Mourinho as a viewer today. He's got many suitors, one of whom may be Real Madrid. Florentino Perez said this week in an interview that you never know what's going to happen in the future regarding Mourinho.
I don't think he's going too far up. I think he'll be staying in the Premier League.
Mendes. Ramos is free, tries to just lay it down. The referee blows the whistle. It was a heart-in-mouth moment for the Rayo defenders. They thought it might have been another penalty there, but it's the Real Madrid player who was the offender. Don't forget, going to be next Real Sociedad at home against Villarreal, who, of course, beat Real Madrid in the last game. Bilbao against Levante is available on the red button on Sky Sports 4, as is Granada against Celta. Malaga against Atletico Madrid, our big finale for the later game. Here comes to Benzema. Oh, that was a bad finish from Karim Benzema.
Was he offside? The whistle was blown for him. Excellent ball in. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, he is. That's what it was given for, offside. Good save though from Joel. Got his body behind it. He didn't know he was offside.
Well, this is a necessary victory for Real Madrid. If they do pull it off, which they should do, of course, will take them on to 33 points, 2 behind Barcelona. Going into the Christmas break, Atletico seeking the victory this evening to be the Christmas champions. You're aware that they have the Christmas weekend off, but they do have a round of matches the 30th and the 31st December in Spain, which is unusual, but they need to finish the season early for the national team to prepare for the Euros next year. Here's Gareth Bale, who will be going to the Euros with Wales. To Modrić!
Oh, what a chance. Disappointed. Luka Modrić hasn't hit the target there, teed up nicely just inside the D. On his left foot, doesn't hit the target. There it is. It's given away cheap.
It is to Bale. It's a good recovery. Looked by Guerra to Ignacio Martinez.
9-man Rayo working hard to keep possession, but they're not really being pressed that much by Real Madrid, even though they've a 2-man advantage. Really should be doing a lot more for me, the team in white.
Doesn't appear the Rayo are conserving energy, not that they need to. They're going to be doing far less running against a team that are 2 players light. Of course, Real Madrid no longer have the Copa del Rey to deal with. Using their appeal after playing an ineligible player against Cadiz.
That's a little 1-2. This is a left-footed shot from Modrić.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, there's a penalty claim in here. Look at that.
That's a bad challenge.
That could well have been not just a penalty, but that was anywhere else on the field. That could have been bad enough for a 3rd red card.
Yeah.
Is there anyone the referees missed so far? And Rayo Vallecano are thankful.
Another late challenge and stud showing as well. It's given late the free kick for the foul on Danilo, but
well, he's waited all of his career to get a stab at managing Real Madrid. Rafa Benitez, he knows he might get just the 1 season in charge, maybe last a season if he's fortunate. And he said this week that he still has intentions at the double Champions League and winning La Liga as well. This could be a very important day for Real Madrid to get back into winning ways after 3 defeats in 5 league matches.
that's good defending from Josabed. Taking quick.
James creeps inside, wants to get it clearly on his left foot across the face of goal. Made it easy though for Amaya to clear. There's Toni Kroos. Kroos got the nod today ahead of Isco. We have 4 world-class midfield players in 3 positions, and Isco is once more the player to miss out, as of course he was in the Clásico. He came on and he's the one player who escaped criticism from the home supporters, but he did come on, fly around and get himself dismissed against Barcelona. Pepe to Danilo. Ronaldo makes the arc. He's kept up an excellent scoring record against Rayo Vallecano. Scored 11 goals in 9 matches against them now. Here comes Ronaldo, and it just skips off the surface. It was putting with a great bit of spin on it from, was it Gareth Bale? It was.
Wonderful delivery, Rob, wasn't it? Great pace on it through the 6-yard box. Maybe just a little bit too much pace for Cristiano at the far post.
Kroos, Modrić, James.
Oh, good ball.
Gareth Bale. Easy for Bale, easy for Real Madrid.
It's going to be a big scoreline, Rob. There's going to be a lot of chances. And that's twice Gareth Bale's gone through the middle, Rob, and twice he's picked a goal. So quick to find him. Lovely pass from James Rodriguez. Everybody thought it was going wide. Let's have a look, say. There it is, straight down the middle, and he's onside. Slots it in the far corner. Great goal.
Well, he ushered Benzema out of the way.
Zacastos
ignored the call from Cristiano Ronaldo to pass it.
Yeah.
Man on a mission. Gareth Bale is now hunting a hat-trick.
Yeah, that's 5 goals this season. And is it 5 and 5 now? Or 4 and 5?
4 goals in 4.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot more goals in the game now, Rob, for sure.
Well, the white handkerchiefs, which were on display earlier, are folded back into the pockets of the Real Madrid supporters.
James is thinking that was a corner, but the referee insists it's a goal kick. Marcelo seems to run off that injury from about 20 minutes ago.
Ball comes through. Nice take by Gareth Bale. Well, that was brilliant by Bale, who is beginning to take the starring role for Real Madrid, outshining Cristiano Ronaldo.
Good movement as well, Rob, and his first touch wasn't bad. Let's have a look, see. Takes it on his chest here. Well, not too far away. Lovely diagonal ball from Toni Kroos.
Gareth Bale is now on 33 La Liga goals, which is the same amount scored by Joni Montiel in his spell in Spain with Real Sociedad. It's only the crisp finishing of Gary Lineker, the British player that has scored more in Spain. Lineker's record was 42.
He seems to be the only outlet at the moment for them there. Las Bangura playing on this left-hand side now, Rob, too, of the stop. Danilo getting forward to a certain extent, but they are outnumbered. At least 2 players are down to 9 men. And under the cosh, not a lot they can do about it.
There's Joel to Quini. previous 4 games between these sides, Real Madrid have scored 15 goals. Last 2 years they've managed 5 goals at home. One would envisage that is going to be an easy target for them to break this afternoon. The legs haven't even begun to tie yet for Rayo Vallecano. The legs of Marcelo are taking a bit of a pounding. How many of the South American stars will be heading home? Actually, of course, with Barcelona, the South American stars came back late, and Luis Enrique dropped them for the game against Real Sociedad, but then that brought a discipline at the Camp Nou. Not much of a break for Real Madrid this time. Into the final 2 additional minutes. Modrić, Ronaldo. Now Bale, back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo with a poor pass to José. Now Bangura. That's a poor pass. Here's Gareth Bale, who's very much on top of his game with an adventurous outside of the football aimed for Benzema.
That's a clever skill with the outside of the left foot, trying to curl it away from the defenders and the goalkeeper into the path of Karim Benzema.
That is a hot topic of discussion, isn't it? Whether Real Madrid can now live without Cristiano Ronaldo. Bale can take on that mantle as the ball flies in, and guess who was closest to getting to it in the 2 fighting at the back post? Bale a couple of steps ahead of Cristiano.
Well, we're going to see a lot more of that, Rob. There's going to be loads of opportunities created in this game. It's going to be all-out attack from Real Madrid, and people queuing up at the far post. You can see it's just a little bit too far in advanced position for Gareth Bale. He's sliding in there, he gets a touch to it but can't get it on target.
Harris was cheekily asked by a Colombian journalist this week the reason for him putting on so much weight. He didn't get an answer. I don't think he'll get another interview. There's Marcelo. Can they sneak a 5th goal before half-time, Real Madrid? And there's been quite a turnaround in this game. Danilo giving Real Madrid the lead, and then 2 quick-fire goals from Rayo Vallecano. But the problem for Rayo is that their lack of discipline means that 2 players have been dismissed, and Real Madrid have taken advantage of that half-time. It's 4-2 to Real Madrid. Well, the Rayo players must take to the field with trepidation. A great story it was for them. After 12 minutes, they were 2-1 up. The Bernabéu had turned on the home team. Rafa Benitez was trying to motivate his players, and the problems were self-inflicted by Rayo Vallecano. 2 players dismissed. Tito, straight red card for a dreadful tackle, and then Baena tried to be crafty. Just after his name was inked into the referee's little black book, it was for a second time. He was dismissed. And Gareth Bale has since scored 2 goals. He's hunting for a hat-trick. Real Madrid are looking for their 10th La Liga win of the season, to play catch-up with Atletico and Barcelona, who are both 5 points ahead of them at the start of today's play. Barca, of course, if you are unaware, have just taken the World Club Championship, and they will not be participating in this round of games. They'll be playing catch-up in the new year. One would argue, Jerry, that if they keep winning Real Madrid, then the pressure is off Rafa Benitez, but in this city it doesn't work like that.
No, yeah, it's not just a question of winning, Rob. You've got to win with a certain amount of style and panache, you know, and the first 20 minutes was awful from Real Madrid's point of view, and they've dug themselves out of a hole. They're playing against 9 men. They should go on and win this match with another 2 or 3 goals at least in the second half, Rob. They're going to create a lot of chances, but they have to be professional. I thought defensively in the first 20 minutes they were awful. They didn't defend, they didn't prevent the crosses coming in, and they didn't mark players in the box who were challenging for the actual cross, and as a result of that find themselves 2-1 down.
A salient point made by Guillaume Balaguer. Real have got an hour to play against 9 men. First time ever that's happened. And you know that Rayo are not just going to sit back. They'll try to come out. In their minds, they'll feel the coach will have told them they can draw this game 4-4.
That's tight. That's really tight there. We're talking inches.
Paco Gomez had a smile on his face that he would swap the crisis of Rafa Benitez for the crisis that he has at the club anytime. Operating on a budget, financial problems at the club. He said unless things do get fixed this year, then it will be his final season at Rayo Vallecano, his fourth and final season, where he's done a fantastic job. Came in from Cordoba, where he just missed out on promotion back in 2012, and he'll be a much sought-after coach as well.
Well, he's a good coach, Rob, you're right. Certainly getting the best out of the players he's got, and on a real budget, a tight budget. Now this is Danilo who's pushed forward.
It is Danilo to Ronaldo. Here's the call from James. Passes on to Benzema. 5 goals for Real Madrid.
Well, they opened them up, didn't they? And it was coming.
And there is the smiling assassin.
And he's on the score sheet. It's goal number 13 of the season for Karim Benzema. 9 in the league. And this is where it comes from. Danilo, step over from Ronaldo. Clever little layoff from James Rodriguez. And then he controls it and he slots it in the far corner with his right foot. In plenty of time. And we expected that. And that sounds really bad for Rayo Vallecano. 5-2 down with another 40-odd minutes to go, Rob. It's not looking good. This could be a record scoreline.
The third year in a row that Rayo Vallecano have visited the Bernabéu and conceded 5 goals here. They'd be content if Real declared at 5. In truth, they could double this, couldn't they?
Well, he's having a field day. Danilo down his right side now. Nobody stopping him, picking him up. 9-man. Rayo Vallecano under the cosh. Here's Benzema.
Benzema to Marcelo. Back to Benzema. Benzema warding off the challenges. Gareth Bale. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Big save.
There'll be a lot of Sunday League keepers out there who will feel empathy with Joel.
Well, he's done well. He's made 3 or 4 very good saves, Rob, and they're 5-2 down, and Ronaldo smashes that one straight at him. He could have placed it, I think. Sitting on 1 goal now, looking for a second.
Modrić corner. Real Madrid players getting in the way of each other, challenging for the ball. Man down, head injury. The referee shows sympathy and stops play.
Well, it's Josebet.
It is Josebet who took a nasty blow to the face.
Well, as he jumps here, there's nothing. There's nothing in that. He's just crying wolf, isn't he? Bale's jumped a foot higher than him, and he's faked that one for me.
There are strikers, Jerry, aren't there, that have these records. If they score, the team never loses. Josebet has the opposite effect. He's scored in 3 games this season, 1 last season, and one of those games have resulted in a victory. He put them 2-1 up after 12 minutes. There's the crowd, 61,000 customers at the Bernabéu today. Early in the day, they were dissatisfied. There were a lot of letters going in to the Real Madrid complaints department. The jury is still out here, 5 minutes into the second half. Ball is cleared by Zé Castro.
They're still trying to play their football, to be fair to them. And that's difficult when you're 2 men short. Oh,
Away
good
goes
play.
Bangura. He's found the space. He has support from Guerra, and he registers a shot on goal.
Well, do you know what? He's quick. He's got Pepe in front of him. Don't shoot from there. Have a run at him. Take him on in the box and get a shot in then. And Jill free card. There's Gareth Bale. Good movement.
Now Modrić. Lead and precise to Gareth Bale.
That's a shot from Las Bangura. There's the control, there's the finish. Nothing Joel can do about that.
There's Ronaldo, a little layoff. It's a lazy ball to Benzema. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo pointed at the 22 goals he scored this season, the 9 in the last 6 games. But there is an argument there, Jerry, that he's not imposing himself upon matches as he has been doing during his Real Madrid career.
I agree with that, I have to say. I don't think he's as happy as he could be.
Modrić.
Oh, that's a searching pass that James Rodriguez will find.
James has an array of stars to hit the ball into. Head of the kid, Cristiano Ronaldo.
That's a bullet header, Rob. What a great delivery from James. Plenty of venom on the cross from James Rodriguez. Sweet left foot strike from the left-hand side, and a bullet header from Cristiano Ronaldo. Make that 23 goals for the season, Rob. 12 in the league. Have a look at this. Gets there, gets time to set it up. One touch and then great ball in. And there's the bullet header. There's no margin at all. They've just completely capitulated now, haven't they, Rayo Vallecano? 6-2 down, Rob, and I think Real Madrid will be looking at records now. What a great header.
It was the kind of header a player loves on a training ground, isn't it? And Ronaldo offers his thanks to James. And now the chase is on. Who'll be the first one to get the hat-trick? Will it be Bale or will it be Ronaldo? Both on 2 goals.
Benzema will be looking to get a second shortly, I'm sure. There'll be plenty of opportunities for all of them, Rob. And as I say, 35 minutes still to play. And we have to start looking at the record books, and more goals coming.
Ronaldo managed 5 goals against Estadio. He scored 4 against Malmo in the Champions League, 3 against Shakhtar Donetsk. Previously, Gareth Bale has only scored 1 hat-trick in the colours of Real Madrid. Well, just as a little landmark for you, we are, what, 10 minutes into the second half now. The players won't know this, but the history books will tell you that Real Madrid's record La Liga win was in 1960 against Elche. That was a 9-2 success. Sorry, 11-2 success. 9-goal difference. Last season they managed 9 against Granada. They managed 8 against Deportivo La Coruña. They managed 7 against Getafe. Here's Bangura. Rayo haven't given up the chase of finishing their scoring here. Ramos heads the ball away. Well, it was a great ball as well by James, wasn't it? Either of these strikers could have finished. I think Cristiano gave a good shout to Benzema, who left the ball. And the triumphant diving header. Taken down. Well. Barely leaves Nacho behind him. Another player who's on a yellow card. Sniping quite as much in the second half. Rayo Vallecano, there were some pretty tasty tackles.
It's 2v1 here on the overlap.
That's Marcelo with James. James with a far post ball, but all of the others are congregated at the near. Well, he's powerless now, isn't he? Paco Hernández, he just has to keep the spirits of his players up. against Barcelona this season. They were hammered by 5 goals to 2 at the Camp Nou. It's all or nothing with Rayo. Last season they had the joint worst defensive record when they conceded 68 goals, and they have the worst defence in La Liga this season. Ronaldo taking on the depleted defence. Benzema can't get to the ball, and it was Amaya who guided out of defence.
He looked like he sort of sidestepped that one there, didn't he, Benzema, as if someone was behind him that he thought was in a better position.
Bangura, Quini, Marcelo wins it easily. This is Trashorras for Rayo Vallecano. Nacho Martinez. Quini. Lasana. Still trying to enter the area where they have to be tidy with their tackles. Bangura takes it on for Rayo Vallecano. The face of goal. The 9 men of Rayo are still giving this Real Madrid back 4 problems.
I don't know why last Bangura didn't shoot himself, Rob, instead of trying to pass it. He's done brilliant getting the 1-2 off in the box, and then just outside of the right foot, sticking in or putting him with his left foot.
It's the old adage, Jerry, isn't it? This is going to paper over the problems that they maybe do have at the Bernabéu. It's the age-old question: how do you motivate a room of 24 millionaires?
Well, the problem you've got here is complacency, and there's a lot of complacency there at the back. Nacho wins that free kick. Have a look here. He plays a lovely 1-2, Rob. Lovely little 1-2. Gets it back now. Outside the right foot or left foot, stick in the net, hit the target. Don't think he needs to pass it.
Well, it was an important touch there from Navas. It may have been in the periphery of Javi Guerra. Otherwise,
yep.
The Lucas Vázquez will be introduced by Rafa Benitez imminently. Trashorras. Ozeblen. To Castro. Quini with a cross. Sergio Ramos. It is the way of Rayo Vallecano that they will go carry style in attack, Real Madrid. They know they're going to lose, they won't care how many buy. But they're all dreaming of scoring in this magnificent stadium. Look at that for a decent ball in, and a good challenge from Modrić. There's Bale.
And there's a break on, Rob.
It's a big ask for James. And he answers it. Great ball to Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Bale. Gareth Bale hat-trick. And he thanks Cristiano Ronaldo. And they're ripping Rayo apart.
7-2, Rob. Half an hour to go. And 11 is the target. And I'm sure they're going to create loads more chances. Now, who's Lucas coming on for? Bale starts off there, he plays this ball out wide and he continues his run. It's 2v2 and then he accelerates. He knows it's getting into the box. He's arriving there late, he's first, plenty of pace. If he doesn't score it, Benzema would have scored it at the far post. But a good ball in from Cristiano Ronaldo and a hat-trick for Gareth Bale. Having a very good game, I would say, as well, Gareth Bale. That's the best I've seen him play now this season. But Rob, he needed to get match fit. He's been out with injuries and Marcelo's taken off, and he had that injury in the first half. So I think that's a good decision to take Marcelo off.
Well, they protect Marcelo. They don't have a great deal of need for a left back. Danilo's come over there. Vázquez has gone normally to right back. Again, Navas is having to make saves here. Baena plays the ball back, and well, he's a busy boy, Navas, considering he's the keeper behind a defence which has conceded 2 early goals.
Rob, what does that tell you about Real Madrid's defence? You know, it's 11v9 and they're still creating chances. It's shocking defending.
trusting of Rafa Benitez. He takes off a left back and brings on a right winger. Here's Lucas Vázquez. Clumsy defending again. The referee felt he couldn't give the decision. He looked for advice from his linesman, who saw nothing wrong with the challenge on James. It must have been right on the border though, Jerry.
He looked at the penalty, and do you know what? I think he's maybe taking a little bit of sympathy, because the penalty earlier was a little bit harsh. I think I've seen a lot stronger challenges than that, and Baena gets sent off as well for the second yellow card. There's Cristiano
Ronaldo to Kroos. Side James.
Let's have a look. Say it's a penalty kick.
In normal circumstances, I think that would have been a penalty of the second.
He doesn't get anywhere near the ball.
I think what maybe went through the referee's mind is the fact that Nacho Martinez had already been booked, and that would have meant a second yellow card for him and a dismissal, a third dismissal. Yeah. On comes Pepe, the former Manchester United man. Oh, we know that he's a ball player, Jerry, don't we?
He is. He can have a shot from any angle. He'll shoot from 25, 30, 35 yards. He does score the odd spectacular one, but he doesn't hit the target often enough. Now that's Trashorras. Is he the one making way?
There are not too many managers that would bring on Pepe when they're 5 goals behind in the game.
Well,
James is given a break, a young man who is playing his way back to fitness, and you can see the appreciation from the Real Madrid supporters. He hasn't got on the score sheet today, but he has been creative. 3 assists.
Excellent.
Hat-trick of assists. And he can take his Christmas break knowing he's done an excellent job. Pat on the back. And Kovačić has an opportunity for the
I like Kovačić as well,
25 minutes. Yeah.
He's got a lot of quality, hasn't he?
Looking for Kovačić. Different kind of player, is it, to James, who is replaced, the Croatian international. Still learning his trade. He's only 21 years of age, but 35 million euros was enough to prize him from Inter Milan to Rayo Madrid in the summer.
Well, he's going to learn from teammate Luka Modrić. That's a good ball. Here's Karim Benzema.
Benzema to Danilo.
It's popped up on the left-hand side here, Danilo.
Chris, they're queuing up. Ronaldo was there at the far post. There were 3 for him to head the ball back to then.
He was going for
He's
goal.
going to head it back when he's on a hat-trick,
Listen, he's on a hat-trick. Bale's already got one. He's thinking, this is my chance. It's a tight angle, but he misses it at the near post. Quite a bit, actually. 1.5 feet.
Well, it's not a day where Rafa Benitez could be accused of being a defensive coach, is it?
Definitely not. I wonder, will he give Hesse or maybe Isco a little run out?
Isco's most likely, Jerry. Hesse is the player who was in the squad, but he was the unlucky one to miss out when they named the subs.
Can't believe, you look at the quality they've got, Rob, and some of the players on the bench. It's hard to believe they can't get into the side or even in the squad.
Modrić to Kroos. Gareth Bale. Bale. Arms go up, flag stays down. And Lucas Vázquez gets the corner. Modrić cards it in. Ramos is there, but he just guides it to the waiting hands of Joel.
It was a decent header. He wanted it that time. Sergio Ramos got up really well and headed it towards goal. And good positioning from the goalkeeper, Joel. He's got his work cut out. He's going to have a lot more opportunities where he might need to make saves. It's just over 23 minutes to go. It's the first one from Gareth Bale. Excellent downward header. This is the second one. There's a corner coming through the middle. And then this one led on a plate by Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's the third goal completed. All different types of goals, but he shows his athleticism, Rob, and he is getting back to full fitness, full match fitness, I would say.
I think he's considering putting that one in with his right foot, you know, to make it the perfect hat-trick. Header, left foot. It was a mixture of right shin guard and that magic wand of a left foot of the Wales international. Javi Guerra. There's Modrić. Free kick to Rayo Vallecano. At this point in the first half, Rayo with a dominant force. They were 2-1 up if you've just joined us. Real Madrid are having one of their monthly crises. And then Tito and Baena sent off in quick succession. Tito for a dreadful challenge, Baena for a foolish second yellow card. And since then it's been a professional hit job from Real Madrid. Modrić, Vasquez, and Gareth Bale. Karim Benzema. Benzema to Bale. Bale looking for Ronaldo. Bale gets his fourth goal. A fantastic form for Gareth Bale.
9-2, Rob. That's 4 goals, Gareth Bale. So 8-2.
Well, it's one of those days where the Real supporters are actually getting bored of celebrating.
You can see he's trying to square that one, Gareth Bale, on the way through. He's trying to slot it. The keeper's actually blocked it. Good movement, Ronaldo. Bale's on side. He's trying to put it in for Cristiano. It ricochets off the defender onto his right foot, just there off Kini. And then Joel's out of position in the near post, and he sticks it in with his right foot. That's a perfect hat-trick completed. Right foot's in there now, Rob.
It's a perfect quadruple, Jerry. Right foot, left foot, header, and one that kind of bobbled off both legs. Gareth Bale has now moved on to 7 goals for the season, so he scored more in this game than he had done in the previous matches.
It's excellent play. He's had a very, very good game. His athleticism and his movement and his pass has been superb, which is good news for Real Madrid fans.
I know in the UK there are an awful lot of La Liga aficionados who have a place in their heart for little Rayo Vallecano. Here the
yellow card for Danilo.
It's the first yellow, the first card of any kind to a Real Madrid player.
Yeah, Pepe was taken out, well and truly taken out by Danilo.
Before, it was the second hat-trick of Gareth Bale's career. Of course, it's a landmark moment for Gareth Bale. The world's costliest player for the first time ever scores 4 goals in a single game. I'm sure he did it in schoolboy football, but the first time in senior football.
Well, there's going to be more chances. How hungry are Real Madrid? I'm sure Benzema would love to get another goal or 2. Ronaldo would want to complete the hat-trick.
Real Madrid have 18 minutes to find 3 goals to equal their best ever La Liga victory. There's Modrić to Kroos. It's vastly different to the maulings of Real Madrid last year when they managed an 8 goals and 7 goals. Bale is away. greedily looking for his 5th goal of the game. Well, last season when Granada conceded 9 and Depor conceded 8, effectively the opposition downed tools. Can't accuse that of Rayo Vallecano, who, despite being down to 10 men, have continued to chip away.
It's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Bringing on a full-back.
Well, he's had 7 attempts at goal. 4 of them have been successful, Gareth Bale. And it's an interesting substitution. He accepts it gracefully from Rafa Benitez. Maybe he's just trying to play his way back to full fitness, and Rafa Benitez brings on a fullback in Arbeloa, which will bring maybe a little more balance to the team, but I can see, Jerry, you're perplexed.
I am perplexed, and he is in full flow. Gareth Bale is having his best game this season. He looks so fit, it's untrue, and he'll create chances for other people, but surprised that he's brought on a fullback to replace Gareth Bale. I wouldn't have replaced Gareth Bale anyway.
Here is Arbeloa, who's the ultimate squad man, isn't he?
Didn't see signs of him taking Cristiano off, did you, Rob?
He's brave, but not that brave.
Exactly.
Ronaldo will probably applaud the substitution and give him a little bit more space now. But Bale, to be fair, did try to pass the ball on when he scored that 4th goal.
Yep.
Here's Danilo. Here's Ronaldo. Ronaldo inside. Oh, that should have been a penalty.
That's what it looks like. Cristiano was asking the question.
Wrestled to the floor.
There was one penalty wasn't given about 7 or 8 minutes ago before James went off. I'd like to see that one. That looked another tight decision as well, Rob. Let's have a look, see. Good ball from Ronaldo. First touch is good. Well, no, I'm not convinced it is a penalty.
Well, there was an arm on the shoulder from that man, Nacho Martinez, who is there, pulled him back. And it's the 2nd time that he has had a penalty claim against him, and the 2nd time that he's escaped a 2nd yellow card in the game.
The referee's doing exactly what you thought he was doing, Rob, in terms of not wanting to send anybody else off. They're down to 9, and they could have been down to 8 on a couple of occasions. But still, there will be more opportunities. Here's Ronaldo. Wow.
15 minutes remaining in this game. Coming up next, of course, we have Rayo Vallecano against Villarreal. That's on Sky Sports 4. On the red button, you can catch Athletic against Levante. Same time as Granada against Celta de Vigo. And Atletico Madrid aiming to go top of the tree at Christmas. With us here on Sky Sports 4 at 7:25. The build-up begins to that game.
He's having a take from a long way. Cristiano, he does want his hat-trick. He wants to score another goal.
I'm just wondering whether Ronaldo is maybe suffering with some kind of strain, because when there's a free kick very early in the game, he allowed Gareth Bale to take it, but it's completely out of character. Former Manchester United man with his shot. He's registered a few saves in this game, Keylor Navas.
He's made several good saves, but that's what I was saying about the poor defending from Real Madrid, especially against 9 men, and they're still creating opportunities. Oh, he's in. Ronaldo's in.
Cristiano Ronaldo, head down. Well, he's just not his former self, is he, at the moment?
Good chance, really good chance from to get his hat-trick. And he really pulls that one well wide of the mark.
Well, the sporting gesture from Cristiano Ronaldo, his fellow Portuguese international, or former Portuguese international, Zé Castro, gets some physio from the highest paid medical man in the world. And in the break of play, Rayo Vallecano will make the 3rd and final change.
I think they're going to wait to see if Zicastro's okay.
For the youngster Montiel, who will be given an opportunity that he's never going to forget, playing at the Estadio Bernabéu.
Well, he's really pulled that one across, Rob. He hasn't hit the target.
Arbeloa. Benzema taking on all comers. Cuts it to Arbeloa, who's effectively playing as a striker. There's Toni Kroos. Vasquez. Ronaldo. Danilo.
Well, they're queuing up for that one, and he's done well. Vasquez has done well, and Kovačić has done well also.
Crowd are getting restless. They haven't seen a goal for a while. Well, for 8 minutes anyway. Good run, good save. And this Vasquez, he's done well since coming on.
The two subs have done well. Shown some real endeavour. Good change of pace from Vasquez on his right side. Hits the target, forces the save from Uel. Ramos is up again.
Danilo. Modrić passes it through, easy for Benzema.
There you go.
9-2 Real Madrid.
2 goals, Karim Benzema. Cristiano Ronaldo still waiting on his hat-trick. I'm sure there's going to be more chances, Rob. They're 2 goals shy of the best record score ever, 11-2 in 1960 against Elche. Let's have a look, say. Well, Karim Benzema is onside. He is onside. That's a good finish. Picks the far corner very, very well, and well picked out by Luka Modrić. Benzema on 14 goals now. 10 in the league, he hits double figures.
Part of modern football, isn't it, that they have goal music inside the stadium. There is a murmur of disbelief. It's going to be 10 long minutes remaining for Rayo Vallecano, the tiny club from the outskirts of the city. You won't find their stadium if you come to the capital on the tourist map. And they've not enjoyed their trip uptown. On comes Jonathan Montiel. He's never going to forget the day that he was given an opportunity to play in the first team of Rayo Vallecano, making his debut at the Bernabéu. Go on, sir, big game changer. First inclusion in the squad today. I'm sure it's been a lifetime's ambition to play against the Galacticos. Players who have performed certainly haven't disgraced themselves. They've given their all, they've been ripped apart, but the damage was done when Tito flew in with a crazy challenge in the middle of the first half, and then Raúl Baena earned himself 2 foolish yellow cards.
It was a shocking challenge, Rob, I have to say, and I asked the question, you know, why, when you're 2-1 up at the Bernabéu, 21 minutes gone, would you go into 60-40 with your foot so high? And it was dangerous, dangerous play. Referee was left no choice other than to give him the red card, straight red. With a little bit of sympathy with Baena with a penalty decision in the second yellow card, but the rest is immaterial. It's a good ball.
Toni Kroos. Now Vasquez.
Just zipped off the surface. If Vasquez doesn't get it in the first touch, he was never going to keep it in.
Well, you would think, Jerry, in normal circumstances, the Real Madrid players would take their foot off the accelerator as they want to show some kind of sympathy to fellow professionals of Rayo Vallecano. But the issue is they're trailing Atletico and Barcelona in the standings in Spain. After that humiliating defeat against Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, well, 3 weeks ago here at the Bernabéu. They need to win favour. They need to make their mark. Maybe the way to do that is to go down in the history books with their best ever win. They need 2 goals to be record breakers or record equalers. Still Rayo trying to play pure football from the back. Pepe. Just his hand there. The referee gives him the free kick. There's Danilo, who opened the scoring for Real Madrid. He's got a single goal. Bale scored 4, Ronaldo scored 2, and Benzema 2.
Another chance coming up now.
To Ronaldo. Benzema looking for the ball. Ronaldo finally passes to Benzema.
Oh, good block.
It was a tremendous tackle, it has to be said, from Quini. They're still digging in, they're still fighting Rayo Vallecano, and a team who are going to be on the verge of the relegation places going into Christmas. Humiliated, but it's a degree of humiliation.
I think he had too much time there for me. Karim Benzema, it took an awful long time to get the shot off, and it was blocked by Keylor. He does excellent.
Toni Kroos. Kovačić. Ramos fancies a goal.
It was a good strike.
Kovačić again. Pepe on the right wing. From Luka Modrić to Pepe. It's exhibition stuff now from Rayo. Comes back to Kovačić. Testimonial football, isn't it?
Oh,
let's try anything.
Stuff. Great stuff. Good entertainment. Good football. Neat passing football. Another star of the future for me, Kovačić. He's on his hands up. Look, just outside the day, and he's getting underneath it. He needs to get his knee over the top of the ball, and he'll be disappointed with his technique. He can do better than that. And certainly another star of the future. He's got plenty of time on his side.
Well, he's yet to score for Real Madrid. He did weigh in with 8 goals last season for Inter Milan. He's a dominant player at his previous club, Dinamo Zagreb, as well, where he won the league in 2011 and 2012 as a teenage star.
Free kick given away by Pepe, taken quickly by Danilo.
He's just joined us, yes, that caption is right. 9-2 Real Madrid. 11 goals, 2 dismissals. And quite a turnaround in the mood at the Bernabéu, where the players are being whistled and the handkerchiefs are out after a quarter of an hour of this game. Pepe dives in, drives out of defence. Toni Kroos. Now Benzema. Pepe has continued his run from the back. He holds the ball up. Ronaldo points to where he wants it. Ronaldo gets it. Benzema's at the far post.
Good time.
And Ronaldo just gave Trashorras enough time to make the sliding challenge.
Oh,
it was Amaya who blocked him.
Amaya's done well, Rob. Covered up a lot of ground. Could see Ronaldo winding it up. Throws himself in. Gets it spot on. Excellent challenge from Amaya. He's more fatigued than anything, Robin.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Well, Ronaldo earlier in the game offered treatment to the other centre-half, say Castro. That worked. He's been right as rain since. Can he lay his hands upon the legs of Amaya and heal him as well?
Oh, that's excellent. Have a look at this. Has to get it spot on. Corner's ready to be taken.
Modrić. Pepe climbs through. Ramos is there. Pepe. Can they find an escape route? Be an achievement to get it to the halfway line. Montiel. Well, tremendous story for Jonathan Montiel, and it to show the imagination of the coach is Team completely lost, but give the young man a day to remember. Here is Benzema. Offside.
He's still not 100% fit for me, Karim Benzema, Rob. Just watching his movement there, he had a chance to get away, break away. Who is that masked man there? I think it's Casemiro, is it? Se busca. And sounds like a good story there, Marcelo's telling them.
Well, there are smiles back on the faces of the Real Madrid players. The scoreline is going to mask the issues that they still have at the club. Players not at the peak of their powers. They have underachieved in the first half of the season. We're nearing the turnaround of the first weeks of January. There's Vasquez. Well, he tried his best to reach Cristiano Ronaldo with a cross.
Yeah, he's overcooked it, and Cristiano was totally unmarked at the far post. He was expecting the ball to be lower than that, and he gets underneath it and hammers it way deep to the far post. Difficult skill to perform on the run, and he was at full pelt, to be fair, Vasquez. I still think there's time for another couple of opportunities. Will they get double figures, Rob? Sitting on 9 goals.
Well, it's not going to be Rayo's record defeat. That was against Barcelona in 1979 when they were defeated by 9-0. Vasquez places it in. Kovačić lays it down. Benzema's hat-trick. 10 goals for Real Madrid. They're one of a record. Is there enough time? Is it enough to put a smile on the face of the president, who's maybe showing some diplomacy up in the German suite? Will they declare at 10?
Excellent finish from Karim Benzema. Chest control coming up here from Kovačić, and then the strike on his left foot is excellent. Now Ronaldo had a strike from a similar position. He whipped it wide of the mark, but that one's an excellent finish. That's his 3rd goal, a hat-trick for Karim Benzema, and 15 goals, Rob. Is it 11? It is. It's 11 in the league and 4.
Well, it is the most goals now that Rayo Vallecano have ever conceded in a top-flight game of football. It will be their biggest away defeat. Only Barcelona have had a bigger margin of success against them. I think everybody would be content if the referee took them out of their pain now. The pressure is off Rafa Benitez with some top-class coaches out there in the job market at the moment.
Absolutely.
He may feel that he can sack a coach or replace a coach whose team has scored 10 goals.
You wouldn't have thought it was going to be this scoreline when it was 2-1, and I still feel it hinges on the sending off of Tito. 21 minutes gone, 2-1 up, and he got himself sent off.
Well, they appear to be happy to just play out time now, Real Madrid.
Yeah, I agree, Rob. It looks that way. I don't want to embarrass them anymore.
The players may be unaware that they could go down in the history books if they could score one more goal. Well, there goes Benzema to Ronaldo, and they're digging in. And as good as Real Madrid have been, and they have ripped Rayo apart, credit to Rayo Vallecano, the players out there disheartened when they went down to 9 men, a team who were leading after 12 minutes of the game. They had the Bernabéu supporters turning on their players, and then 2 dismissals, and Real Madrid went on the rampage. They've had to settle for 10 goals in the end, and you have complete sympathy for Paco Gémez. Benzema got his hat-trick. Gareth Bale became the first player other than Cristiano Ronaldo to score 4 goals in a game since Higuain back in 2008. Danilo started the scoring after 3 minutes, and Real Madrid are still playing catch-up on Atletico and Barcelona, who are ahead of them at the top of the table.